What's going on, guys? JFC here. If it looks like I just woke up, it's because I did. I literally just woke up. But we have a few interesting things to talk about. One, some leaks are kind of funny. And two, are we seeing more than a Sunday sell-off right now? Could we be seeing an actual market come down for the first time in a long time? Couple interesting things to look at and talk about. If you guys don't want to deal with trading at all, you guys can go to the link in my description. Go to u7buy.com. They're a fast and very reliable coin service. The 5% tax is also covered. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Thank you to U7buy for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to it. And we did get quite a bit of content today, so let's look at that. Firstly, Manuel Locatelli, an SBC that 6'1" medium high, but the +2 is going to be actually like really good. Honestly, it's just the 81 pace, of course, that is kind of like a little shitty on Locatelli, but for a CDM, it is a good card. It is a good card, so I can't blame you if you want to do that. Just the pace, of course, isn't the best. Now, Sanabria is actually a really good card, honestly. 5'11" high medium, 4-star, 4-star. But what really interests me about this card is he's very cheap, and he's also 95 attack positioning and 93 base finishing is really high. So I'm curious to see if he finishes the ball like extremely well. Also a speed dribbler and outside foot shot trait. Couple of nice traits too. So I think Sanabria, honestly, is pretty worth it. If Torino do happen to win, and we know Juventus are not playing the best right now, then he'll be even better. Like, this card's going to be insane with a +2. Yeah, I think both are okay. I think Sanabria's the better card. Of course, there's more strikers than there are really CDMs, so it's hard to say, like, do one or the other, really. You kind of just have to do one that fits your team the best. And then for live, let's try and find it here. We got the mid-icon player pick. You can do it twice. It expires in 4 days, and it's earned 1 of 2. So I don't really get the point of this one. 86 rated squad, 87 rated squad, so it's not super cheap either. And mid icons, like you're talking, there's only going to be really the top end mid icons are going to be like decent and usable right now. So I'll be honest, I'm not even really going to do this to even show you guys, honestly, because as you guys know, my team, like I don't even know what players are going to make this team from mid icons. And God knows I'm going to get mid Pele and mid Zidane in that stupid player pick and just get dupe theoried out of my ass. And don't forget mid Jairzinho also. Like God knows you already know what's happening there. You already know. And I think it's gonna have an LSBC. I think a prime icon 1 of 2 would make a lot more sense if you're only gonna make it 1 of 2. Yeah, I don't get that one. I just personally don't get that one. And there's nothing new in objectives, right? I'm pretty sure. So I think let's just get into the leaks now. First of all, Carlos Soler showdown card. He is gonna get the +2. So there you go. Carlos Soler did get the W. This would be his card with a +2. Gonna be a nice card, honestly, with the high work rates that we talked about. Getting that +2 is pretty huge. Now here's something. I don't know what to make of this at all. I have no idea. We've got a super loan showdown SBC. We got Bino Gittens. He's English, so I'm trying to think of like the English way to say that. I don't even know, honestly. And then Benjamin Henriks as well. Why is this? I'm assuming that it's not going to be just super loan, and maybe they're going to have it so that like there's a super loan version you can do and there's a regular one. Like, why? I don't, this is setting a really odd precedent. If this is just, say this comes out and it is just 99 match loans, that is gonna set a really strange precedent for SPCs and other cards coming into the game. Like, what's the point in that? I'm gonna reserve judgment until I actually see that happening, because like I would be shocked if that was the only thing that came out in terms of they didn't drop these cards with a normal one also. We'll have to just wait and see. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. So as we talked about, Fantasy Foot is coming back to FIFA, by the way, so don't forget that is the next promo on the way. This Tonali card last year was insane with the +3. I think you got a +3 on that. Reminding you guys that is a promo coming out. Interesting things to talk about with the market right now. A few interesting things. Certain cards we're seeing like a Sunday sell-off, definitely. And certain cards even more so than usual, I would say, a Sunday sell-off. Golden Mbappe has dropped 50K. That can maybe be a normal Sunday sell-off, but I would say not really, honestly. This base Yaya Toure is down to 520. He was like 500K flat for a little while there. He was in at 560, 570 for most of the weekend. So I think right now we're seeing a little bit of like a rebound from like the lowest point that it was just at maybe a couple hours ago. But we were actually seeing a little bit of selling, like panic selling even mixed in there a little bit too happening a couple hours ago. Now that I am recording this, it looks like it's kind of bounced back up a little bit more now. But I bring that up because I think what's happening right now is, why did Yaya go down and like kind of get panicked a little bit, down to like, less than 500k? I think if Fantasy FUT comes out and it's got very good cards in it, plus they're live as well, we could be starting to see kind of like a graduation from one layer of team to another layer of team, right? I guess what that means is like guys who are like 500k or less kind of get sold off, and guys who are maybe 1 million, 1.5 million or more tend to rise up because they're more in demand. People have a lot of coins this year. That could be something that we could be starting to see a little bit. It's kind of like graduation as like teams start to get better and better. There's cards like World Cup hero Lucio and Team of the Year Messi I just saw. I was trying to find him. Team of the Year Messi, 7.2 million. Like these cards just keep going up. They just keep going up. You could have bought Team of the Year Messi for like 5.3. You could have made like a million, like 1.7 million coins. Benz as well, just saw him on here. Right here, he's still 3.5. I mean, that kind of like tier of card is not coming down. Like Prime Eusebio, Prime Cruyff level of card is not coming down right now. So kind of a couple things. One, it kind of tells me that cards for 500k or less might be starting to get sold off a little bit more as time goes on, and then cards like 1 million coins or more are going to be just fine in terms of market price. And also, we actually saw a teeny bit of selling this weekend. We could be getting to the point, if Fantasy FUT is good, where we could actually see the market come down a little bit. It's been a hot minute since we've seen that, but it is a possibility. So I think another good plan is probably, if you want to think about just having your team over the course of the week. I always like to keep most of my untradeable players like during the week playing games. And as we get towards like the weekend, I'll buy cards for FUT Champs, and then I'll try and sell them like immediately after, so that I am kind of buying and selling. I usually complete all 20 games at once. Buy and sell really only around like 5 hours apart, which has been a pretty good strategy all year. You kind of want to keep your coin balance in check. That's a good way to do it. So I usually like to stay somewhat liquid during the week, because really when leaks start to come out with Fantasy FUT, if it's really hyped up, there's a chance that we can start to tell a little bit going into the weekend if the market is going to kind of come down a little bit. Then we start to see a little bit of selling. Once you see like a little bit of selling during the week, usually it ends up kind of being a good indicator that the market's not going to do very well over the weekend. Usually, right? Usually. So we'll look at that more as the week kind of goes on. But WTF cards are just going higher, honestly. This Miranda card, where we talked about him, I think, was it two videos ago, if I could talk, 2 videos ago. He's up 30k. He's up 30k from where he was. Atal's 260. He was like 225, and I looked at him the other day too. These cards are going just higher and higher. Mullins 101,000. Literally every single Road to the Final card is just going up in price right now. And one of the reasons is that they get multiple upgrades. Like sorry, not multiple upgrades. Of course they get multiple upgrades. They get an in-form upgrade every time, which people are realizing is like, holy shit, that's a big boost. The card looks a lot better, and it's like, yes, the card does look a lot better. We saw Martial actually go up after he got upgraded. That almost never happens. Reason being, people didn't realize how much of a boost these cards are getting. They just didn't realize it. Now that they've kind of started to realize it, people are like, oh, maybe I'll buy one. And people are buying cards now. So every single Road to the Final card has basically just gone up in price. And reason being is, I think, partly because of that. And also, they're just fun. The more we get closer to the games, the more they will just rise. Because it's fun to have a card like that. Boys, Fodder, we made some coins. Let's just say that. If you bought anything 87 plus, you literally made 6k a card, basically. 89s are like 8,000 a card. Yeah, 90s are like 8,000 a card. They went way up. Even 85s and 86s only went up like 1,000 or 2. But when you combine that with like club stock, you club stocked all 87s, 88s, and 89s, you made a shit ton of coins, because SBCs coming out and no supply really was a very obvious call, and our investments did extremely well. So all you had to do was club stock, and it made a lot of coins this weekend. Do you sell right now is actually the real question, because are we going to get more supply? We're going to get more supply? I don't know what's going on. It actually might be worth holding on to them and selling on like Tuesday instead of today. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, because we still have not seen Valvegors yet. That's a big showdown card that people are going to be wanting to do. If it's not just strictly super loan on that Bino Gittins card, that might be a card people want to do. So we could be seeing Fodder continue to go up, actually. This might not even be its full ceiling. But of course, when you see this profit, you're like, oh, how do I not take that? So if you want to be risky, I think it actually could rise more. But if you take the profit right now, I cannot blame you. That's kind of a judgment call that you have to make. I personally am holding to like content tomorrow. I'm gonna see if anything kind of comes out. You know, we could see another gamble pack. It's unlikely, but we could see it, and then maybe I'll think about selling after that. But remember this Christian Eriksen card last year, by the way? Big controversy around that card. Just thought I should refresh your memory on that one. But let's just pray to God that this super loan thing is not, for whatever reason, a thing that is going to be a thing. I'm going to reserve judgment, but this is like, why? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any questions you guys have about anything, let me know. I'll be here to reply. Love you all. See you next video very, very soon. Peace.